Assisted living centers are once again being hit hard. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Arianna Martinez. Rod and Megan have the night off. COVID cases are soaring once again in Nebraska, and that's leading to new requirements at some local long-term care facilities. Channel 8's Alexia Sineski tells us what changes we can expect before visiting those living in those facilities.
Long-term care facilities were hit early on in the pandemic before the vaccine allowed many to reopen for family visits and normal activities. But the contagious Omicron variant has created a setback.
Just literally over the last 2 weeks, specifically as of last week, over half of every single nursing home and assisted living were in outbreak status. That is the highest point at any time during this pandemic.
Some facilities are now bringing back certain requirements in order to stop the spread. For the next 4 weeks, Havelock Manor Assisted Living Center in Northeast Lincoln is going back to the basics. They are now requiring everyone to take a rapid COVID test before entering their facility, and all residents and staff will be tested twice a week. Family visits are allowed only with no symptoms and a negative test at the building. N95 masks will also be required to enter, and if you don't have one, they'll give you one. Communal dining and social activities will continue on, just a little bit more spread out. They say these new restrictions are nowhere near as strict as they were 22 months ago, but these precautions are needed until COVID calms down.
If this is so contagious, I feel like every single nursing home and assisted living we're just set up to get it. And the bad part about it is I don't know what the answer would be. That's my concern. All of our residents here are 100% vaccinated and boosted. We don't know if it's going to work 100%.
Currently, Havelock Manor has no outbreak in their building. Keep in mind, when a facility goes into outbreak status, that means that either one resident or one staff member has tested positive.
I 100% think that there is a big concern that we are going to continue to see facilities in outbreak status. I do not think we're going to go back to where we were at the start of the pandemic. There just isn't an appetite for that.
One of their biggest concerns comes from workforce, with more and more staff staying home sick across Nebraska.
I have a couple of my staff that have it, and so they have to self-quarantine.
Reporting in Lincoln, Alexis Kineski, Channel 8 News.
And when it comes to the hospital system, staff is seeing a rising number of cases daily, but also a shortage of healthcare workers, making those daily increases even more difficult. Hospitals across the state say they may have empty beds, but the problem is there isn't enough staff for those beds to be filled with patients. For months, we've heard of the staffing issues so many places are facing, and it's only getting worse. Oftentimes, hospitals are entering bidding wars to try and get traveling nurses here to help.
We're all competing for the same travel staff. It's become a pricing war. Who's going to pay the most on whether you're going to get a nurse or not? Sometimes location makes a difference, or volume makes a difference.
They say the best way the public can help is by getting vaccinated and wearing your mask. They are trying to keep as many hospital beds open for emergencies as possible. The Nomi Health testing site at Gateway Mall was back open this morning after yet another closure. Officials say snow and wind chills forced it to close on Saturday. We're also told road conditions prevented out-of-town staff from being able to commute into town. This comes as Lancaster County saw record-breaking numbers over the weekend. Nearly 1,300 cases reported on Friday, shattering the previous daily high by more than 400. However, nationwide, cases are also leveling out. It all depends on where you live. Just like with other waves, Omicron is hitting different parts of the country at different times.
The challenge is that the entire country is not moving at the same pace. The Omicron wave started later in other parts of the country, so we shouldn't expect a national peak in the next coming days. Next few weeks will be tough.
The CDC says the country is averaging more than 780,000 new cases a day, despite issues with testing access, but the White House is pushing to help that. Starting Wednesday, you'll be able to request free rapid antigen tests at covidtests.gov with a limit of 4 per household. Experts say it's time to double down on what we know works. Today is a day to remember Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and Lincoln was truly a part of it. This year's youth rally, virtual again because of COVID, featured students from Lincoln and beyond, sharing their stories of the past, the present, and hopes for the future. Organizers have been working for months to prepare each of the pieces that make up the rally.
I thought it was a great chance to really put myself out there and share my voice in a really important message, to empower myself, empower other youth in particular to stand up for what is right and to educate people and engage.
The MLK Youth Rally may be over for the day, but you can see more of it on our website, klkntv.com. And the Huskers men's basketball team will also be honoring MLK Day as they take on Indiana tonight. They will honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. before and during the matchup. Both programs will wear special edition Dream warm-up shirts, and the game will include in-game graphics and announcements. As we remember and honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., all across the country, advocates calling attention to the current struggles in Congress to protect Americans' right to vote. ABC's Ike Ejakchi has the latest from Washington.
Today, Martin Luther King, the third, and other civil rights leaders taking to the streets, demanding Congress deliver on voting rights legislation, sending a clear message to President Biden: you delivered on bridges, now deliver for voting rights.
Last week, the president said he's tired of being quiet about voting rights. Well, we're tired of being patient.
The speech following a rally with hundreds of others at the nation's capital, just one of many demonstrations across the country, meant to apply pressure to senators to change the filibuster rules to allow a bill protecting voting rights to pass with just 50 votes. Frustrated advocates across the country participating in hunger strikes, demanding action. President Biden reiterating last week's urgent call for voting rights in these pre-recorded remarks.
Dr. King held a mirror up to America and forced us to answer the question, where do we stand?
On Tuesday, the Senate is poised to debate both the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act and the Freedom to Vote Act. These bills would expand voter registration, designate Election Day as a federal holiday, establish protections against gerrymandering, and restore voting rights to formerly incarcerated Americans. Senate Democrats could amend the filibuster on their own, but they do not have enough support from two of their conservative members, Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, who are both opposed to changing the filibuster rule. The nonpartisan Brennan Center says since the 2020 election, 19 states have passed 34 laws restricting the access to vote, even as federal election officials say it was the most secure election in U.S. history. Ike Ejakchi, ABC News, Washington.
It was a pretty pleasant day out there today, if you ask me. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist John DeSauer for a look at our weather. John?
Yeah, not too bad of a day at all, especially if you like sunshine and you like warmer temperatures. Today we made it all.
Ever wonder why you have to deal with so many people at the dealership just to buy a car? At Anderson Ford, we're different. You work with the same person from start to finish to help guide you through the process, saving you time and frustration. Right now at Anderson Ford, lease a 2021 Ford F-150 for only $399 per month, or lease a 2021 Ford Edge for only $389 per month. Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Do you need hearing support? Don't be left out of the conversation. Here at Christensen Hearing Analytics, we understand that better hearing is better living. We provide the hearing solutions you need. Contact Christensen Hearing Analytics for a free consultation today and write the happy ending to your hearing story.
Let the power shopping begin. The biggest January clearance sale starts now at Ernie's in Ceresco. We must clear out our inventory to make room for incoming merchandise. And make no mistake, we're going to do it with huge discounts. Discounts that are already 40 to 70% off below our regular prices. Hundreds of clearance items priced to move. Plus, no interest financing for 18 months. Quantities are limited. Time is limited. So hurry into the incredible January clearance sale at Ernie's in Ceresco and Ernie's Mattress First, Lincoln.
Connectivity is important. Connectivity allows us to stay productive, but that's only one kind of connectivity. There are others, more important ways to stay connected. Connected to the simple things. The ability to spend that most precious of resources, time, with the people who are most important. Take the time. Take the time for dreams. Take the time to care. Take care of the important connections. We'll take care of the connectivity.
When your home feels clean and happy,
the people inside feel clean and happy too.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Any first item removed? Just $49.
Very grateful the Matt Talbots helped me in my recovery journey, for them to give me the opportunity to turn my life around. During my stay at the transition house, they gave me the strength and the tools to carry my recovery. Anything I needed, Matt Talbot's always been very helpful for me.
Are you ready to change your future? Now hiring all positions. Come in and apply, or apply online. Not just a job, build a career for yourself, for your family, for your future at Stonebrook Exterior.
Hi, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln, wishing you a Happy New Year and a special thank you for an incredible year in 2021. We continue to have a great selection of new Hondas to choose from. Right now, there are more than 350 in stock or on the way, with truckloads arriving daily. Plus, get financing from 0.9% APR. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Welcome back. It was a beautiful afternoon around southeast Nebraska with a lot of sunshine around the area, and temperatures today climbing up into the low 50s. Yesterday we hit 50. Today we made it up to 52 degrees officially in Lincoln. We're taking a live look right now from Honda of Lincoln, looking at a beautiful start to a sunset. Sunset this evening is at 5:26, and oh, by the way, tomorrow we gain 2 more minutes of daylight as sunset is at 5:28. Temperatures running a few degrees warmer than what they were 24 hours ago, and even more so as you head out towards the Tri-Cities and up towards Columbus, where it's running 11 degrees warmer. And that's where it's currently 52 degrees. It's 53 in Hastings, 54 degrees in Kearney, a little cooler in Lincoln. We've dropped down to 47 degrees this evening, but you can still see a nice day, especially considering our normal high temperature is 35 degrees. Not a whole lot of clouds out there right now. I don't think that'll be the case as we go through the overnight either. I expect to see mostly clear skies for tonight. It will cool off, but it won't be terribly cold. We'll see temperatures eventually dropping down into the 20s. 35 degrees under clear skies by 8 o'clock and 32 degrees by 10 o'clock. We'll talk about how cool we get tonight and more so how warm we get tomorrow. But that happens before a cold front comes through and we plunge and really plunge as we go into Wednesday. Just how low it's going to get, that's coming up in my Storm Alert Team forecast.
Thank you, John. And now to the latest in that hostage standoff at a Texas synagogue. 2 arrests have now been made in connection to the suspect. President Biden calling the situation an act of terror. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest from Los Angeles.
2 teenagers now in custody, detained in England. Authorities questioning them about Saturday's nearly 10-hour hostage situation. Multiple U.S. law enforcement sources telling ABC News the teens are the children of the alleged hostage taker identified by the FBI as British national Malik Faisal Akram. It all unfolded Saturday at Congregation Beth Israel in Colleyville, Texas. That's where police say Akram interrupted a Shabbat service, taking a rabbi and 3 others hostage. He could be heard on a live stream of the service.
We were bracing ourselves. You know, he said he had a bomb. He said he had a gun. It's a nightmare.
This exclusive video captured by ABC affiliate WFAA shows federal agents storming into the building moments after the remaining hostages made a frantic dash to freedom. All of this after the rabbi says he threw a chair at the gunmen and they all escaped through a side door unharmed. The FBI calling in an elite hostage rescue team to respond. The suspect killed in what authorities called a shooting incident. Multiple law enforcement sources say Akram traveled to the U.S. from the U.K. on December 29th, listing a Queens, New York hotel on a customs form as his local address. The FBI now working to determine whether he actually stayed there before traveling to Texas. Multiple U.S. law enforcement sources telling ABC News Akram appears to have been motivated by his demand to release convicted terrorist Afia Siddiqui, a neuroscientist who was serving an 86-year prison sentence in the Fort Worth area for attempted murder of U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan. The suspect's brother releasing a statement reading in part, "We as a family do not condone any of his actions," adding, "Although my brother was suffering from mental health issues, we are confident he would not harm the hostages."
And according to multiple law enforcement sources, Akram did not appear on any U.S. watch list. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And here in Nebraska, Omaha police tweeting out they are prepared to offer security for any local synagogue as for protection. And now to that massive winter storm system, snow, ice, and rain barreling up the East Coast. Thousands of flights have been canceled and more than 100,000 in several states are without power. The storm now moving into New England. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
A major winter storm barreling up the East Coast, now moving into New England. The severe weather alerts affecting areas from Florida to Maine. ABC's Trevor Alt tracking record snowfall in Buffalo, New York.
Overnight, we got 4 inches of snow an hour at some points. The airport's got a foot of snow, and here downtown, you can see it's still coming down heavily.
The Southeast also hit hard with snow and ice.
At Brevard College in North Carolina, students rushed to safety, a dorm roof collapsing under the weight of snow.
Some of my friends were across campus and they thought it was a car crash.
The storm turning deadly in that state. 2 people killed in Nash County when their car slid off I-95. In Durham, this tractor trailer left hanging over a highway overpass. Chopper footage shows multiple car wrecks all over major highways. Other drivers seen sliding on the road. On Sunday in Virginia alone, authorities responding to nearly 500 car crashes and the same number of disabled vehicles. Drivers left stranded in the wintry mess, some pushing their cars out of the snow. The same system causing an EF2 tornado in South Florida. 28 homes destroyed, dozens more damaged.
And more than 1,000 flights have been grounded nationwide today. Charlotte Douglas International Airport is dealing with the most cancellations in the world. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer.
Pretty nice day out there. We're taking a live look right now from Schoen's Roofing in Beatrice, and the sun is just beginning to set. As I mentioned earlier, sunset today is at 5:26. It moves to 5:28 tomorrow, so we'll gain 2 minutes of daylight, although I think we will see more clouds coming in our way tomorrow afternoon. Here's a live look right now, a beautiful view from our camera at Honda of Lincoln, exclusive camera on the southwest side of town, looking back to the southwest, sun setting, and we can see some of those high thin cirrus clouds, as well as a couple of jet contrails that were left over from some jets flying overhead today. Again, a beautiful day. We made it up to 52 degrees this afternoon in Lincoln. That is the warmest on this date in 6 years. Temperature-wise around the city as of this hour, sitting in the upper 40s, so just a little bit below 50 degrees. Still mild. Our normal high is 35. We're in the mid-40s right now in Beatrice, still holding on to 50 in Fairbury and 51 degrees in Hebron. Look out towards the Tri-Cities, and temperatures right now sitting in the low 50s, 52 degrees coming in from Columbus, and cooler temperatures off to the east. You can see some of the high, thin cirrus clouds that are streaming across the state. I think as we go through the overnight hours, skies will turn clear. Temperatures will drop, but not terribly cold. Normally this time of year we should be down into the teens. We're talking lows tomorrow only into the mid-20s, 25 degrees for low temperature in Lincoln. Now starting tomorrow morning we'll likely see a fair amount of sunshine. I do think as we go through the day clouds will be on the increase. Still talking partly cloudy skies for afternoon. By noon temperatures back up into the upper 40s to low 50s. As we head towards the afternoon, I think our temperatures are going to surge ahead of a cold front that is coming our way. We'll likely see our highs topping out in the upper 50s to even lower 60s. I think we could hit 60 in York, 61 Grand Island, 62 degrees in Hastings, 59 for you down in Hebron, and I think Lincoln tomorrow could hit 58 degrees. If you're curious, our record high is 64. I don't think we'll get quite that warm. Winds tomorrow out of the southwest, shifting out of the northwest as that cold front comes through late afternoon and into the early evening. And as that happens, temperatures will start to drop. They will keep dropping as we go through the evening and especially through the overnight hours. By Tuesday morning, it's going to be significantly colder. We're talking lows dropping down into the teens, even with some clouds around the area. And the winds will begin to pick up just a little bit. So we're likely to see wind chill values dropping down into the single digits and even below zero early Wednesday morning. So gone will be those 58 to 60 degree temperatures Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., Stormcast suggesting we could have feel-like temperatures 1 below to as much as 8 below around the area. So make sure you bundle up, especially by Wednesday morning. Now, Wednesday afternoon, we're not going to warm back up a whole lot. We'll see if, we'll call it partly sunny skies, but it will be colder. Many of us struggling to get out of the teens on Wednesday. By Thursday morning, we're down to 5 below. Thursday afternoon, we don't hit 20. Forecasting a high of 19 degrees under sunny skies. Friday morning, we'll go back down below 0 as well, down to 2 below. Friday afternoon, we start warming things up just a little bit, back up to 30 degrees. As we look at the 10-day outlook, we're talking 34 degrees for Saturday, 44 degrees by Sunday, maybe a few snow flurries around here on Monday. And then as we go through next week, we'll see low temperatures down into the teens, again, where they should be, and high temperatures just slightly below normal. Highs will be in the upper 20s to right around 30 degrees. But for tomorrow and into Wednesday, expect a big drop, or at least a noticeable difference between Thursday or Tuesday afternoon of 58 down to 5 below Thursday morning. We're talking, what, a 63-degree temperature drop? Yeah, it's going to feel much colder Wednesday and Thursday.
So moral of the story, get out and enjoy the weather tomorrow because it's not going to last.
Get the car washed and make sure you keep your jackets handy because you're going to want them on Wednesday.
Perfect. Thank you so much and stay with us. We'll be right back.
Ready for a little GMA-ish promo? Okay, here we go. GMA 7A every day.
Bring your friends.
With Robin, George, Michael, and GMA. Starting sharp at 7A. Boom! That's how you start the day.
Growing up, my mom wasn't always around. The Turners gave me stability. Thanks for helping me see what I could be.
Cedars, here for kids, here for families. Learn how you can become a foster parent at cedarskids.org.
Add style to your bathroom with help from Menards. A brand new Magic Woods vanity is the perfect addition to your bathroom. Our great selection of Magic Woods vanities offer a combination of quality construction and styles to match your lifestyle. The Essex vanity comes with a vanity top and integrated wave bowl. Each vanity is available in multiple sizes and finishes. Save big money on Magic Woods vanities right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements. At Ep Foundation Repair, we've been fixing basements for over 25 years. Give us a call or go to wefixbasements.com to learn more.
When you build a home in Nebraska, you build it to last. You build it to shelter. You build it to protect. You build it to hold memories and share even more. Every home in Nebraska has a story to tell, and we're here to keep Nebraska homes healthy, to make sure they can keep telling stories, and make new ones for years to come. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride.
The great giveaway continues with a special New Year's event at Kia of Lincoln. Buy any pre-owned vehicle and get a flat screen TV or a popular gas grill. Kia of Lincoln, 1145 North 48th Street, always open at kiaoflincoln.com.
Are you finding large amounts of dust in your home? John Henry's is the perfect solution for you. We provide an exceptional duct cleaning service using the most advanced air duct cleaning system available. Contact us at 402-435-5555 or visit us at jhlincoln.com.
Fly through LNK, a zero-stress, hassle-free airport. Choose LNK. It's the airport for people who hate airports.
For most of the people that walk in our store, it's been an ongoing, non-stop issue, and they're finally walking into the Good Feet store. Okay, the guy that came into my store last year that has had plantar fasciitis for 30 years. I looked at him, I said, "Are you kidding me? I've been here for 14. Where have you been?" I helped relieve a problem that's plagued him for 30 years. I mean, how do you not go home and talk about that?
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
A massive underwater volcano and an extremely rare octopus sighting. There's a lot going on beneath the surface of the Pacific, and Steve Nannies goes underwater and takes a look at take a look at this.
A volatile volcano erupting underwater for the third time in 4 days near the island nation of Tonga in the South Pacific. Australia's meteorological service says a large eruption took place Monday, just 2 days after Saturday's eruption, which experts say was likely the biggest recorded anywhere on the planet in more than 30 years. That eruption captured in real time these dramatic images from space showing the huge plume of ash, gas, and steam spewed more than 12 miles into the atmosphere. The earth-shattering explosion sending tsunami waves crashing across the Pacific, reaching the west coast of the U.S., New Zealand, and Japan, and unleashing floods in Peru. Australia, New Zealand, and international agencies are now deploying resources to aid those impacted, but vicious volcanoes aren't the only surprises lurking under the surface of the Pacific.
When I first saw it, I didn't know exactly what it was.
Marine biologist Jacinta Shackleton was snorkeling in the Great Barrier Reef when she caught a once-in-a-lifetime wildlife encounter on video.
I pretty quickly figured out it was a blanket octopus.
Experts say sightings of the nomadic species are incredibly rare. Shackleton's encounter was likely only the 4th time a blanket octopus has been seen in the wild.
In terms of cephalopods, this is definitely the rarest that I have seen and will honestly be a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
For Take a Look at This, I'm Steve Nannis.
2022 is just bringing us more things to add to the history book.
That's right. Hey, this evening, in fact, today you can say we've got into the history books. Today was actually the 7th warmest we've had on this on this date since the record started back in 1887. Now, as we go through the rest of the evening, temperatures will be cooling off. We'll have clear skies around 35 degrees by 8 o'clock, 32 degrees by 10. We'll see low temperatures tomorrow morning into the 20s, but highs tomorrow afternoon back into the upper 50s to low 60s.
Thank you, John, and thank you for joining us tonight. World News Tonight is next. We'll be right back here at 6.